Here we go. What's going on, everyone? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. In today's session, we're going to be taking a really strong look at what's going on right now with altcoins. Lots of people right now think in this moment, alt season is about to key off, is already broken out and ready to take off over here. You can see over here from Titan of the Crypto, my boy. You can see that he's got a clear breakout out of this descending triangle. And this, if you go back over here and you look at what was taking place over here in August of 2020, led to the acceleration of altcoins. Now, this is versus the US dollar, not necessarily versus Bitcoin. We all know that alt season itself, when you see most of alts outperforming Bitcoin, occurred in a very narrow window. That was between April and May. We'll take a close look at that. However, right now is the time to be looking and carefully understanding what is about to take place. Will we see some type of sharp acceleration to the upside as we did in the past, or will this alt season be one that surprises a lot of people in duration? Some differences to take note of right over here. We know that this current Bitcoin bull market, we've seen Bitcoin make a new all-time high prior to the halving. The first time ever Bitcoin has made a new all-time high prior to the halving. We know that this bull market is led by adoption. By adoption, the institutions are here. We're seeing real money flow into Bitcoin, whether or not be through the spot ETFs, whether or not be through US public companies. We are seeing the verge of nation state adoption, whether that looks like the US actually taking a Bitcoin strategic reserve position over a 5-year period, adding 1 million Bitcoin, 200,000 Bitcoin a year, regardless of the price, or whether or not is going to be another nation such as Brazil has just proposed legislation for their own Bitcoin reserve. And we will soon potentially see game theory playing out at first, gradually, and then suddenly, as potentially nation-state FOMO leads the way. If not, we see other things developing. Microsoft is meeting with Michael Saylor, the board of Microsoft, this coming month to discuss whether or not they wish to take a position on their balance sheet. And we have multiple areas. We talked about retail. This bull run is not about retail whatsoever. What about in the altcoin market? The higher the price of Bitcoin goes, obviously we're not going to be seeing institutions rotating into altcoins, but you likely will see a lot of people who are positioned well into Bitcoin as their accounts continue to grow for them to look to speculate in other areas on altcoins. This is notable over here as we're looking at Bitcoin's market cap over here, almost on the verge of 2025. And we are seeing Bitcoin obviously surpassing its previous market cap high out into November 2021. Obviously, Bitcoin made the new all-time high prior to the halving, and the market cap continues to grow. We have yet to see the altcoin market cap surpass the November 2021 high. It is a matter of time. A lot of people think that potentially now we are getting ready to see the move. Likely this time of cycle, Bitcoin continues to outperform, but that does not mean whatsoever that we are not about to see altcoins do some tremendous damage against the US dollar. A lot of people are actually looking at Bitcoin dominance, and they're expecting it right now to accelerate to the downside. That's likely dependent on what the US dollar does at this time. Let's take a look over here. We're going to come back and we're going to check out this area over here. This is where we saw from this vantage point, and we'll come back for a reference point again. This is, remember, in July 2020, CTM live stream, we talk about the Bitcoin bull market breakout. The bull of all bulls began running, and then you saw alt seas running as well. Now, that's not alt season. It's a favorable time for alts. We're going to take a really strong look today to give everyone the awareness they need to make really informed decisions, to make better decisions than everyone else around them. And then we're going to bookmark this as just our first session of continuing to make sure that those that wish to speculate out on altcoins have the best frame in order to go ahead and make sure they stay on the right side. It's a dangerous game. Just a reminder here. It's very easily to see altcoins come off 20, 50% or more. A 50% loss requires 100% gain to get back to break even. We want to make sure that we have the right awareness to be able to do some really, really CTM strong things. Looking back over here, and you can see the acceleration of altcoins, altcoin market cap. So this is versus the US dollar. And it's also a little bit fugazi in so much that a lot of these altcoins are highly illiquid, right? So we're going to focus on the top 50. We're going to focus on the top 50 over the last 90 days, their performance. We're going to look back at how these top 50 have performed over the past 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. We're going to look at what the top 50 from 2021 did. Oh no, I think we're running out a little bit of resources here. I don't know what we're going to do. This might not be able to be a live stream, folks. I don't know. I might have to do an upload. Let's continue over here and see how far we can get. We'll do what we need to do. So this is running versus the US dollar, right? Running versus the US dollar. We're going to take a look at when actual alt season was as we look at what they did against Bitcoin. A lot of people are saying Bitcoin dominance last cycle, we saw it run for 1,400 days. And then expectations are after 1,400 days. We see that reminds me of the golden ratio going into Bitcoin last cycle. That would have put Bitcoin's market top into March or April of 2021. Well, we know that Bitcoin first topped out in November 2021, and then ultimately it made its all-time high before the halving just recently in 2024. So really, in March 2024. So I'm not sure how much credence one should put into this. What kind of resources are we running out of? When we put on 50 altcoins, you got 50 coins here, another 50 here. We got 10 here, 10 here, and you have multiple screens of it doing that. The trading view just sucks out all the resources. Let's see what we could do over here. I want to start over here and save and a beaut. All right. We're looking at the top 50 altcoins over the last 90 days and their performance versus Bitcoin. So this is the top 10 of the top 50 altcoins. And they are all, the top 10 are outperforming Bitcoin. Bitcoin up 67%. And we're seeing Bonk, Pepe, the meme coins, up 140%. And then everything else outperforming as well. What about when you look at the bottom? This is taking a look at the bottom 10 of the top 50 altcoins. And Bitcoin still, this is again the top 50 altcoins. And you could see that Bitcoin versus 8 out of the 10 continuing to outperform. It gets interesting when I look at this over here. This is the top 50. This is all of them together. And you could see a lot of alts here are beginning to run against Bitcoin over the last 90 days. There's definitely lots of reason for us to be interested right now and taking a look at what's going on with the altcoin market and make sure that we are prepared to have the best edge we could bring ourselves. This top 50, this is since 2021. These were the top 50 in 2021. So if you go over here and you use the Wayback Machine, you go to CoinMarketCap and you take the top 50. And by the way, a lot of these top 50 from back then have not really performed the best. You have things like, let's see what we could look at. We have, well, Satoshi's Vision, right? Is that the name of the coin? And you see Satoshi's Vision since 2021 getting wrecked. We have other things over there like Waves. This is the top of my head. Waves getting wrecked. We have, what's another one over here we could look at and see, and just to give people awareness on, remember this one, ONT. Let's take a look at what it's doing since the top, or since it was a top 50 coin 3 years ago, 2021. You got to be very careful. You got to be very careful about what it is you're interested in and the reasons why. These are the top 50 going back from 2020. And a lot of them right now are continuing to outperform, but there's some perspective. We just looked at Waves. Waves over the last 90 days is up 95% against Bitcoin. If we come back over here and we take a look at what Waves was doing, right, since 2021, it's actually getting wrecked. Well, that's 2022. Here's 2021. And from here, it's getting wrecked, even though in the last 90 days, it's outperforming Bitcoin. But there you go. You see that little move. So what's your reference point? How good is your timing? Let's go ahead and give some really good insight over here. Let's move back and let's look at, see, here's where we run into a problem. I can't even scroll. We are stuck. Neo's actually, you know what? Funny enough, I thought Neo would be getting wrecked, and it's kind of been basing out for a long time over here. Neo is one that was, you know, obviously a fan favorite back in the day. Since 2021, right? Since 2021, January, I'm trying to look. I mean, it's almost back. It's had a lot of downside. But back then in January 2001, it was trading at roughly $18. It's right now trading at roughly $15. Still underperforming, but it's getting there. Let's see what we could do over here. I want to try to load these. You know, this might be a great tease. And if it's a great tease, let's see what kind of patience we have. This is not how I like to work, folks. All right. We're going to pause here. We're going to leave it here. I am going to upload a video. This is the teaser. This is the beginning of the work session. Tomorrow, on Saturday, we will have this video uploaded to the channel. Make sure, if you're not already subscribed, to do so. Turn on the notifications. Tomorrow, we will upload the actual preparedness here for what's about to take place and give you an awareness that very few other people out there have. It's very sensational to be talking about altcoins. Alt season is now. How many times over the last 2 years, 18 months, have you heard it's alt season? Each and every time I've said this is not what alt season looks like. Right here, right now, right on time to prepare you. We'll get back to it. Everyone, have a beautiful day. God bless you, and I'll see you all tomorrow.